X's and O's with Leroy Butler. Now, here's Tom Silverstein.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to X's and O's with Leroy Butler. We have got a treat for you today. Two plays that, who knows, we may see them in the game, but I think they kind of highlight what each team might be trying to accomplish in this game, at least temporarily. So let's go to the first one. And do you want to tell us what kind of formation? This is the Buccaneers against the LA Chargers. This is in Tampa in week 3. And this is going to kind of give us an idea of, their run defense is really good, and the Chargers are going to try to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and I think for the most part, if you're on the defense, you see these guys got short splits. Both receivers got short splits. The tight end is off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And the other tight end, he's about to shift up here. And that's the illusion for a play action pass, or they like to run the ball on the perimeter. You can pull, you can run screens, a lot of things you can do. And the Packers, Tom, run the same formation.
Yeah.
And I think for the most part, it's mainly for this is max protection, because you will have all the guys up here blocking.
Yeah,
all there.
You can do that, but like you said, you could also, the Packers love to have this guy block down on the end, or come and pick off this linebacker.
Right.
Or, in this instance, quick toss, he blocks there and they give a quick toss to Aaron Jones.
Yep. Or they can do what they've been doing a lot, John. They've been doing a lot of bootlegs. Fake it here. Aaron reverses out.
Right.
Back either. He can go either way back here, and he'll look for either somebody in the flat, or he'll look deep. It may be a 1 or 2 man route.
Yeah. Could be a screen, could be a deep ball.
Things you can do with that bunch formations like this.
Yeah. So we go back and we just take a little look. I wanted this one to show you how the Buccaneers are approaching this.
Yeah.
What kind of coverage are they in? They got they're in a base 3-4 defense, right?
Yep, and they're going to play quarters here. I mean that's cover 4. And the thing about cover 4 is the one defense that you have both your safeties playing in the quarters, and we'll talk about this later, but each guy is in his own quarter. So that eliminates any deep threat, because I got 4 guys deep and everybody else is playing underneath. But here's the problem. Remember a couple of weeks ago, we said that Atlanta and some of these play action pass, they just need one guy to make a false step and the receiver's on top of you, and then you get a big play.
Right. And I think you see that the Chargers obviously believe that Tampa's safeties are going to be aggressive. And by putting these 2 tight ends here, I think what it does is make these safeties think it's a run. Their first action is probably going to be that it's a run.
Yep.
They want to give some help up here, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's really nine blockers up there for 7 in the box here.
Yeah, everybody, even the receiver, they'll crack back on you some.
Right. So you got 9 against 7.
Yes.
But then they end up throwing a curveball. And so what we see here is, as you mentioned earlier, we've got max protect, because you look, blocking. This guy doesn't even have anyone to pick up right here.
And see, that's the thing about it. And this corner right here. Oh, let me redo that. I wanted to see he got to come back here, Tom, in his quarter. Don't stay up in that flat. That's cover 2. Come on back. That way, if this wide receiver, if he ran like a corner route, he's open. So you want the safety, which has good depth, to stay in your quarter. Now, it's another coaching point. This guy there's nobody in his quarter at this point. You don't stop. You continue to get depth because you want to help this corner out just in case he bites on a double move or something. And
you got about this guy right here.
Yeah, you still got guys underneath. You got 3 guys underneath who can stop anything underneath. Everybody else need to get depth. And see, and another thing I want to point out is once you realize it's pass, you got the clock goes off in your head, Tom. This quarterback has enough time for this receiver to get deep. He really does. So at some point, you got to recognize the route and you got to get some depth. And the problem is, again, I'm going to go back to the off safety. He has nobody in his area. But once we go to the next picture, things will change quickly. There you go. See, the receiver came from one quarter to another one. But guess what? He's already behind him.
Yeah. I mean, he came all the way. I think the last time we saw him, he was here, right?
Yeah.
And then he pulled it right between the safeties.
Right.
And he's obviously a speed guy, and you could see LaFleur using Valdez-Scantling on this route.
Exactly.
Maybe Shepard.
Yep, off of play action. Because, again, you only want this safety right here to take a false step, which he did. And now that gives a receiver a chance to get on top of you because every step you take forward, he's taking 3 running full speed.
Mm-hmm.
And, Justin Herbert's a rookie quarterback, but, he can make this throw. So, and that was the thing about the Tampa defense. It plays hard times. It's a good tackling defense at times, but every now and then you get 1 or 2 guys not concentrating and you get big plays like this.
Yeah. Yep. And when you got an aggressive defense, this kind of play, you have to take advantage of that every once in a while. And here you see the throw was perfect. Great throw from the rookie, Justin Herbert. And 50, I think it was 53, 58-yard touchdown.
Man, that's rough.
Yeah. So that's something we should look for. We could see a max protect at some point in this game and a shot to Valdez-Scantling. If they think that this is something that the Buccaneers are susceptible to, I am sure we'll see it.
If they're trying to stop Aaron Jones or Jamal Williams, you can see Aaron Rodgers play action and throwing it deep.
Yep.
Well, definitely.
Okay. So let's go on to the next. Now we're going to look at a play from the Packers-Atlanta game. And I wanted to show this one because in watching the Buccaneers and Bears play Thursday night, I kept seeing Khalil Mack getting free. Now that's no revelation, but you would see guys winning one-on-ones pretty regularly, and it was tough for Brady. He did not have a lot of time. And so what we wanted to show here was how the Packers create a one-on-one on their own, and then when it becomes a double team, it doesn't matter. It's too late.
Right.
Because Darius Smith is such a good player. So do you want to kind of show what's going on here?
Yeah, and basically you have Gavin here. He got his hand in the ground, so does Kiki. But here you got Ladarius Smith on the inside, and you have Preston Smith on the outside. They're both standing. So they're standing, Tom, so they can easily see a draw. They can easily see a screen. But what it does, whenever you see the Smith brothers on both sides, it creates the one-on-one you talk about. And this is going to be a rookie, when they play Tampa.
Right.
So
here.
they're going to have to get him some help. A back will come up here and maybe give him some help. Or what they'll try to do is maybe do what we call a max protection. They can always call one of these guys in to help out as well. But in this case, it created the one-on-one matchup that you want and the spacing that you want. Now, the defensive backs are playing like a quarters. And it's 2nd and 1. It's 2nd and 1. So when you have that, Tom, most offenses like to take a shot down the field because they figure, oh, we'll get it on 3rd and 1. So you really want your guys to pay attention to detail and say, okay, let's just play pass and let the guys up front play run. And you can see the Packers got their pretty much their pass rush defense in it. So you would think that Matt Ryan on this particular play would check to a run just to get the first down.
Yeah.
That would make more sense because they have the numbers. But nope, they're going to try to pass it. And this is what happens when you have a defense and create one-on-ones. You must win it.
What are these? I have a question for you, not necessarily related, but when you got a single guy here, you know it's Ridley, Calvin Ridley, and Jair Alexander is going to cover him.
Yep.
What are these two guys doing, Savage and Redmond? What's their assignment with 3 wide receivers over here on the left?
And remember, we talked about this against the Saints. Back then, I would tell Doug Evans, hey, you lock up with this receiver. I'm going to rotate to the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
That way, we can take this bunch route away. And now it takes some stress off of the other safety, Eugene Robinson. But they don't seem to do that, so they'll just have 25 just hang in the area right here underneath, and you got the curl and the flat. You got help deep if it's on the inside.
Okay.
Now, maybe they can do that down the stretch, but whenever you get trips bunch, you need to rotate your safeties to where they will roll up and play like a cover 2. This guy's here. You would go here. He would go here. Mm-hmm. He would go to the middle. He would go to the middle. And then you'll put your other safety deep. That puts a lot of stress on your corner. Now, you could do that if they have, like 1 or 2 receivers that are deep threats. Say if you play Kansas City in the Super Bowl, you would definitely run this cover. You will roll up to the trip receiver side, or you roll up wherever Tariq Hill is. You just roll up on him and rotate the safety that way. But again, it puts a lot of stress on Jair Alexander to shut these guys down backside.
Okay, great. So back to the play. So we've got Zadarius Smith standing, and as we'll see in this next photo, he's essentially, because Preston Smith is over on the right, can't quite see him, but he's right over here. This guy has to take Preston Smith. And this guard who's in front of the back has to take Zadarius Smith. And then the back has to decide, right?
Yep.
Who he's going to double.
Most dangerous. I mean, and you would think that he's right in front. He's looking right at him.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think that they would watch him. But I think that it kind of threw him off, no pun intended. What threw him off was it happened so fast. But look at the lineman splits.
Yeah.
See these splits? So that tells Zadarius, I got plenty of room. If I want to make a spin move, if I want to do a bull rush, I can do that. Or we could run a game. I'll run outside, and Preston will come around late, and he would get a lot of pressure. That puts a lot of pressure on this center. Now, what they could do is just slide it. Let me see what happens if they do that. They could just slide it. They could just slide it and take some stress off of their rookie tackle. And what they would do, Tom, is the back will step this way, and the tackle will step this way, and the guard will step this way. The center will step this way.
Mm-hmm.
Blocking the Smith brothers with a slide combination. Now that puts a lot of stress on this guard because this center is gone. This guy comes a 2-way go, or if Chris Barnes come up the middle, you got a sack.
Right.
So you have to pick your poison, which one that you want to try to get the ball off. But remember, this is 2nd and 1. This route's going to take a long time to develop.
Yeah. Okay. So what we see is Zadarius Smith just knock this guy on the ground. I mean, that's force.
Into the back. He threw him into the back, so the back can't help him.
Right. He basically, it was almost like a tag team wrestling thing, where he threw the guy into the out of the ring into his partner.
Yep.
And man, talk about a quick way to blow up a play. But I think this is important because they've got to get these kind of one-on-ones because Brady can't get out of the pocket. Just like Matt Ryan. He's going to be right there
at you. Yep.
And so they gotta win some one-on-ones. Now, just to go back and look at what's going on down the field.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if Tampa would do this same thing where everybody's going deep. That's kind of an Atlanta thing, don't you think?
Possibly, but again, when you got Mike Evans, a big, tall guy, they like to throw it to him deep. But again, 2nd and 1 at the 50, and every defensive playbook, you play pass. Because most offenses, they get real aggressive when they have, 2nd and short stuff, because it gives them an opportunity to say, well, if we don't get this particular play, well, we can always come back and just try to run it on 3rd down. But in this instance, Zadarius Smith just destroys the guard.
Yeah.
And get one of his 3 sacks in that game. What's
interesting is you could see here's the double team on Zadarius Smith, but they also have a double team on Kiki Kingsley.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Kingsley Kiki.
Yep.
And that left Preston Smith alone and left Garvin alone. Yep. And Preston Smith really flushed this one out. But Zadarius Smith ends up getting the sack.
Yeah, that's the kind of teamwork. Again, look at the safety. I like this. I like the depth of the safety. I like this depth. Nice and square. And then again, Redmond, he can be a little deeper if he wants. And then Barnes can be a little bit deeper, but this is a quarters coverage. It takes a long time. And if you got good defense like this, it really helps. Your rush can make a second move.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can make a second move and get that sack.
Yep. And at the end, Zadarius Smith gets his sack, and he's got a message.
Yep, I like that. Rest in heaven, Breonna Taylor. That's just truly amazing. I mean, this guy's just been, ever since he came through the locker room, Tom, he's been on fire as far as leadership and playing on the field.
He had been a little quiet in the early part of the season, but I think it was an adjustment when Kenny Clark went out because he was taking up, he was lining up in the middle a lot, and I think he was taking some of the double teams that Clark usually takes.
Yep.
And I think he was frustrated by it a little bit, but this was a breakout game, and now he'll have Kenny. Most likely, I'll have Kenny Clark back this week, so that'll be
and that's why, real quick, that's why they've been putting him and Preston together so he can create a one-on-one. If they try to slide the line or do anything, then all of a sudden, then Preston Smith gets the one-on-one, and he got to get home. But and they also did that to get Rashad Gary into the game. When he's back healthy, he'll be doing that. But right now, Garvin is the guy. He'll get a lot of one-on-ones because they'll, like you say, a double Kiki. So you just want this line. If they're going to drop back and throw the ball a bunch, you got to win your one-on-ones. That really helps the secondary.
Yep. Okay. I hope that was insightful, and hopefully, we'll see something like that in the game. And so it was a pleasure. And you got a couple of people you want to thank?
Yeah, and I think for the most part, I just really appreciate Pick and Save, Ivanhoe's Pub and Eatery. Go to Leroy's, you can go to GameDayBrats.com to pick up my new brat. And again, thank you very much. And stay tuned on Sunday after the game, we'll send you the times that me and Tom will come on my Twitter and Tom's Twitter, JS Online, of course. And always you can go to my Facebook page at Leap 36, Facebook at Leap 36, to our reaction after the game. It's going to be so much fun.
Yep, it'll be great. So until next time, we'll see ya.
Bye.